Hey everybody, it's Jim with Ahh-some, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. It is February 26th, 2025, here in the beautiful state of North Dakota, almost 50 degrees at the end of February. Love it. I've been waiting for a day to come out here back to my hot tub and do a video because we have a lot of brand new customers that are now using Ahh-some. Both retailers who are bringing Ahh-some into their store and customers who are buying the Ahh-some in the retail locations and online. One of the biggest questions, and probably the most frequent questions I've been getting over the last few weeks to a month, is all about foam. When I put the Ahh-some into the tub, I'm getting this huge amount of foam. What do I do? Couple things that we want to make sure that we're doing. Number one, it is absolutely important before you add Ahh-some to your hot tub or swim spa that you know pretty close how many gallons of water is in your tub. The vast majority of people overestimate how much water is in their tub. My tub, which seats 5-6 people very comfortably, a lot of people think that this has got to have 500, 550 gallons. Would it surprise you? This tub is 384 gallons. That's it. So we want to make sure that we know how much water is in the tub before we add the Ahh-some. If you add too much Ahh-some to the water, you're going to get too much foam. And I'm going to demonstrate here right quick, when you add the correct dose, how much foam you actually get. The second part of this question is, what do I do with the foam? When the tub is purging, do I scoop the foam off? Do I take a shop vac and suck it off? The answer to that question is no. You want the tub to do its purge. Leave the foam there. That is your active part of the process of removing the biofilm from the internal components of the hot tub. If you start taking foam away from the tub, then you start losing the effectiveness of the product. So what we're going to do now is we're going to demonstrate how much Ahh-some to put into the tub. I'm going to turn the jets on high. Okay, so the jets are running. My head covers are removed. My filter cartridges are removed. My bromine floater is out. Okay, so 384 gallons. I'm using the liquid. I had this bottle damaged in transit, so I can't sell it, so I'm going to use it myself. On the liquid bottles, it's very convenient. We've got 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 6 ounce, 8 ounce, 10 ounce, so on and so forth, right on the bottle, so you can mark it. So if we say my tub is 400 gallons, I would need 8 ounces of this, but I know it's just a little bit below 400 gallons. So what I'm going to do is put in about 7.5 ounces. That's 4 ounces. 6 ounces. And that is about 7.5 ounces. If you're using the gel product, for this size of a tub, one of our single-use pouches will work just fine. In addition, if you're using our tube of gel or the 6-ounce jar of gel, you want to add the gel at the rate of 1 teaspoon per 125 gallons. Now remember, this is a level teaspoon. We don't want to ballpark this. We want to actually get a teaspoon, stick it into the jar or squeeze it out of the tube, level it off with your finger, and then add that to the water. Now, as you can see, and I'll bring the camera up a little closer here, we have the proper amount of Ahh-some in the tub, and look at the foam. That will be the extent of how much foam we get. Pan it around so you can see. I'm not going to do anything with this now, with this foam. I'm just going to let it run for the 30 minutes that it needs to run. So pictures and videos that I see of foam up to here, Unfortunately, that means you're just simply adding too much Ahh-some. Now, there is one caveat to this. And the caveat to this is that if you have extremely soft water, you are going to tend to get more foam when you run the purge. So if you already know that you have soft water, it would be important to identify that and maybe harden your water up a little bit. Throw a little calcium in there. You should have around 150 parts per million of water hardness in your tub at all times. A lot of people don't. But we have found that those customers with soft water tend to get a little bit more foam even when you use the proper dosage. So now my tub is relatively clean. I don't even see any biofilm coming out, which is a positive thing. That means that I've been doing a decent job throughout the winter of keeping it maintained. But the other question that comes up and arises is when I see, if I saw brown stuff floating around on the foam, what do I do with that? While the tub is running, don't do anything with that. Just let it do its thing. Let it purge. Oftentimes, you're going to find biofilm building up along the edge of the tub. And there's a little bit here. There's a little bit of biofilm coming out right there. And it's going to stick to the shell of the tub. After the tub is done running its 30 minutes, I would then wipe that up with a wet rag and get rid of that. You never want to start draining the tub until you've got all of the biofilm completely wiped up anyway. So after you run the purge, and you turn those jets off, the foam is going to settle right down. If I turn the jets off right now, just to demonstrate, I'm going to turn those jets off. Watch how quickly that foam settles down. It's been about 15 seconds. Okay? So after you run the purge, this foam is going to die out. It'll take a couple minutes, but this is that point in the process when you take your wet rag and you start wiping down the sides. Now, I don't have anything to wipe down on the sides. I've got nothing coming out, which is good. I'm happy about that. I'm going to go ahead and turn these jets back on. Okay. But you never want to take the foam out of the tub. If you're getting to a point where you have too much foam, it's coming over the side, there are some things that you can do. So if you've got foam coming up here and it's coming over the side, just take your garden hose and you can spray down the sides as it's coming over. You can cycle the jets. You can turn the jets off for a little bit and then turn them back on. Unfortunately, once you add Ahh-some to the water, you cannot bring any of that back out. So my recommendation with all customers is to always start off with a smaller amount than what you need. Now, I already know how much my tub needs, both on a liquid side and a gel side, so I was very confident in putting my liquid in. However, if you've never used Ahh-some before, and let's say you have a tub similar to mine, around that 375 to 400 gallon range, I would always hold a little bit back. So if you're using the liquid and you need about 8 ounces, start with 6 ounces. If you've got one of our single-use pouches, squeeze about 3/4 of it out, leave a little bit back just in case. So if you don't need it all, you don't need it all. But again, we never want to scoop it. We don't want to shop vac it. We just want to let it do its thing. And then after the 30 minutes is up, we simply wipe it down. Another common question that I get is, how often, if I'm going to purge my tub today, how many times should I purge it? Should I let the Ahh-some stay in overnight? If you've never used Ahh-some before in your tub, I will always recommend running it for the 30 minutes, wiping down the shell of the tub, run it again for another 30 minutes, but do not add any additional Ahh-some to the water. Your one dose of Ahh-some, that singular dose that you add right at the beginning, can purge your tub for up to 2 hours. So whether that is 4 30-minute cycles, 6 20-minute cycles, 8 15-minute cycles, it doesn't really matter. You can run 2 hours on that one purge. And if you've never used Ahh-some before, or you know your tub has problems, absolutely. Keep running it, cycle it through. You do not need to let this sit overnight. You can if you want. It is not going to harm anything, but there's really no need to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. That's what I wanted to talk about today, just with this foam. And again, oftentimes these videos come up simply because I have customers who reach out and ask questions. Had one today. In fact, I've been waiting for a day, and it just so happened that I had another customer on the phone today who has many of these same questions. So I figured with as nice of a day as it is outside, I might as well just go ahead and do this video. So key lessons here. Know how many gallons of water is in your hot tub, which then determines how much Ahh-some you add to your water. Whether it's the liquid Ahh-some or the gel Ahh-some, we want to make sure we know how much it is in, how much water there is, to be able to determine how much Ahh-some to put in there. We want to let it run and circulate for 30 minutes. Wipe down the sides after you're done with that 30 minutes. Extremely important to get rid of that sticky biofilm that comes out on the side before you do any draining of that tub at all. Wipe it all and get it all gone. Another question, I just got this yesterday. How do I get some of the little small parts that are around the filter compartment? I use a little toothbrush, and I've got little pipe cleaner brushes that we have for straws that I'll get into the little nooks and crannies and crevices in the hot tub. So don't touch the foam. Let it do its thing. And then once you turn the jets off, that foam is going to settle back down. But as you can see, when you have the correct dose of Ahh-some, your water is balanced properly, you have just the right amount of hardness, your pH and your alkalinity is correct, this is what you'll get when you add the Ahh-some to the water. If anybody ever has any questions, as always, please do not hesitate to reach out to us here directly at Ahh-some. I put our contact information at the end of the video. You can always go out to the website. My email address and phone number are there as well. We are very happy to talk to each and every one of you when you have questions. We thank you for supporting Ahh-some Water Care. Thank you to the hundreds and hundreds of new customers that we have over the winter time. And thank you to all of the retailers that have recently come on board the Ahh-some Water Care team. So that's about all I have to say. So enjoy the upcoming spring. And as always, just like I said, let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day, everybody. And stay warm. Get that hot tub and swim spot clean.